If 2023 was a movie, I would title it Though He Slay Me, Yet Will I Trust in Him. Last year was one of the hardest years I've ever experienced, right? I have a list of such years, but last year was intense. Though it was a hard year, it was also a very peaceful year to me. Yes, I know you'll be asking how can hard and peaceful coexist? That is what happens when you have God in your life. Through the trials, through the turbulence, through the you know uncertainty, you still have peace, right? Because you have God in your boat. I was at that place in my life where I had no other option than to pray and ask for the grace and strength to pass through it, right? There are times you just face certain things and you have absolutely nothing to do about it. All you can do is ask for the strength to go through it. So God grants me the courage, grants me the strength to go through this. Was my prayer for almost all of the year. I found myself praying a lot for the grace to endure, right? The grace to go through it, the grace to pass through the fire and not get burned. Even in the midst of all this, I smiled a lot. I don't think I've ever smiled as much as I did last year. I had this peace, this nudity that I cannot explain. Right. I had this assurance that God was with me so that I don't get drowned by the issues of life. My perspective changed from God, why me, to God, I see how much you love me by the gravity of things you allow me to go through. Yes. I know this sentence is intense. It's huge, but that's the truth. I know God loves me by the number of trials He makes me face. I know He loves me by the things He puts me through. Because whenever I go through certain things, I come out with a new, I come out with a new grace. I come out with something new. Whenever I pass through something, I come out with a capacity that I cannot explain. You don't know how strong you are until you are faced with certain situation. That's how God trains me. That's how God molds me. That's how God, is raising me. By the number of things I go through, right? I discover new layers of me I didn't know existed. Since Christ saved me, I've always prayed that I will have faith because I never felt like I was strong in my faith. I didn't feel like I had that much faith. So last year really brought out that faith that I've been asking for, the faith to trust Him, like to believe in Him, to know that no matter what, He will never leave me nor forsake me. God gave me the opportunity to grow in my faith last year, and I am very grateful for that. Yes, the experience wasn't sweet or isn't sweet, but I believe as Christians we go through things so that we can grow through them. And if you don't see it from this perspective, you will never learn anything. You have to always know that when you are facing something, it's more for you than it's against you. When God pushes you through a situation, it's more for you than it's against you. I went through so much so that to the point that coming into 2024, I was fearless. I wasn't scared. But prior to that, in 2022, coming to 2023, I was scared. I had this anxiety. I had this fear. I just don't know where that feeling came from. I was scared of entering into 2023. But because of what God made me pass through and how I saw His gentle arms, His gentle arms holding me through the storms, holding me through everything, made me realize, no, I can go through anything and everything because I am not alone. I have God on my side. I have a backing, right? So last year shaped my mindset, shaped me, right? to not fixate my eyes on storms, but rather fixate my eyes on the God that I serve and his faithfulness to deliver me from all things, not some things, all things. Go through things with the mindset of, I am built for this. I was built for this. I am stronger than whatever I am facing, right? I go through things with that mindset now, because I know I am strong. Not because I say I am strong, but because of who lives in me, because of the person who empowers me. See, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So because of the strength that I have received from the one who is above, I know I can go through things. This is not to say that I am excited to face things, no. But once you live in a wicked world, you live in a world full of so much evil, you should always expect the worst, right? You should always expect that things will not always go the way you envision it. And that's okay. But whatever be the case, you are built for this. You were made for this. God saw that situation coming before it even came. So don't look at yourself and ask questions like, can I face this? You can. God has given you the power to face all things. And one of my favorite things to say is, gold won't be gold until it passes through fire. I am gold. I have to pass through fire so that I can be refined. I can be shaped into something beautiful, something admirable, right? Wine will not be produced without the pressing, right? Olive oil will not be produced unless there is been some pressing. You need to be pressed for you to reach a certain dimension, for you to reach a certain level, right? Things don't just happen in the spirit. You just grow automatically. It's through the trials, it's through the things that come your way that you go. So don't go through life with your head down because you feel like God is making you pass through all these things and all that. Instead of focusing on why this is happening, instead of focusing on the why, focus on what that thing is teaching you. Focus on what is teaching you. Ask God, open my eyes to see what this is teaching me, what this trial is teaching me, what this pain is teaching me, because purpose is birthed out of pain. Your purpose can only be birthed out of your pain. Ask any great person you see. Let them sit down with them and let them tell you their story. Your purpose cannot be birthed without pain. You can't share your testimony without sharing your story. You have to first tell the story that led to the testimony. And as humans, we just want to skip. We just want to skip that, that process and just move to and it doesn't happen that way, right? Just learn to rely on God, rely on his faithfulness, rely on his strength, not yours. Because with your own strength, you will feel yourself. If you rely on your strength, you will feel yourself. But when you rely on the strength of God, be rest assured that you are secured for life.